Hello and welcome to another episode of EQ Insights. Today I would like to show you how easy it is to use a weather forecast to interact with your dynamic lighting system. For the following instructions you will need to have installed our EQ Sympholight software. You can find Sympholight and download for free on our webpage eq.com. Okay, let's get started. Open the Sympholight software. For this tutorial we are using the version 3.0. As a next step, you have to add the fixtures and do the patching. Afterwards, please assign the corresponding universes with a dedicated output device. Switch to the Content tab and create a scene which contains 10 color effects. Each effect should have a fade-in time but no fade-out. For an easier handling, you should also rename the effects. This could be, for instance, like blue for rain, yellow for sunshine, red for storm, etc. etc. Now you have to create two cues in parallel to each effect. The first cue here runs in parallel to the fade-in time and should be set to continue play mode inside the properties. The second cue is set on repeat and runs parallel to the full color. Assign an identifier to the first fade-in cue from 1 to 10. The continue cue in this case should get a random identifier starting from 11. Now it's time to import the example script into the Workflowdesigner. In case of you don't have a script, please check our webpage eq.com and download the latest version. The script itself will communicate with a webpage called openweathermap.org, which will provide detailed weather information. In order to use the service of openweathermap.org, you have to visit the webpage and create a free user account. After finalizing the registration process, you will receive a free ID, which we now will use for the script. Fill in your ID and the location. The location needs to be entered in longitude and latitude. Most of the mobile phones provide information about the latitude and longitude in several GPS applications. Furthermore, you can set the time you want your weather forecast to be predicted. Standard here is 24 hours. Add the corresponding sequence cue control block to your color sequence. For instance, sequence 1. Connect the script output weather code to the go-to cue input. Depending on the current forecast, relevant cues will be accessed. Now you have to add a periodic trigger and setting the interval. For instance, 1 hour is 3600 seconds. Afterwards, you have to connect the trigger port to the run script port of the script. Please go ahead and start the sequence manually. You can also create an auto start of the sequence once the shofar gets loaded. For this you have to use the show initialize block and connect it with the sequence play control. Finally, connect the initialize output to the start input. You are now also able to see the weather forecast as text in the description output of the script block. This text can be, for instance, later also used via a text label on the action pad. So thank you very much for taking the time and watching this tutorial. For any questions or other inquiries, just send us an email under support@eq.com.